You are on the job market looking for your next opportunity, maybe software engineer, maybe technical project manager, or any other roles. You're looking for the next opportunity. And you're searching on LinkedIn, maybe monster.com, perhaps indeed.com, or any other job boards that are currently available and currently used to find the next opportunity. And you finally find something that looks promising, but yet there's a problem. The recruiter is asking for your personal information. It's not personal information such like email or phone number. They're asking for personal information such as your birthday, your social security number, in order for officially adding you to the interviewing list and adding you to the next loop of interviews or something like that. And that is a sign of a job scam. And what does that really mean is that currently there are a lot of scammers online who are posting fake jobs in order to gain access to your personal information or your money. Hi, and welcome back to Holistic Development channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. We are a friendly and growing community, and on this channel, you can expect to see videos about software engineering, how to advance your technical career, how to do technical interviews, and lifestyle of software engineer, and a lot of other things related to software engineering. As you already assumed or guessed or already know, we'll be talking about job scams and how not to fall prey to an online employment scam that sadly are invading the internet at this time. In this video, you can expect to see the following. What is a job scam? What are the red flags of a job scam? How not to fall into a job scam? Then I'll share a few examples of job scams, and we will conclude with me sharing how I was about to get job scammed, like a story time. So if that's something that's interesting and you want to invest your 10-15 minutes into that, please stay tuned. Otherwise, feel free to do something else. Not that you need my permission or anything like that, but I just want you to know what to expect from this video. Without further ado, let's get started with what is a job scam. With the global pandemic going on, sadly, a lot of people lost a job. They lost their job or that they lost their source of income. And they are currently on the job market looking for their next opportunity, their next job. And obviously, everybody's trying to find a job online right now with the situation. Due to this, a lot of scammers, they are very tuned to the situation. They're really smart, really clever, and they start posting fake jobs on the job boards with the goal of gaining access to your personal information, getting access to your money, to your bank account, to your credit card information. Scammers post their fake jobs on the most popular job boards on the internet. The same job boards as legit companies and legitimate employers are using. And due to that, it's really difficult for people who are currently searching for a job. It's really difficult for them to differentiate what is legitimate or not. Luckily for a lot of us, there are a lot of red flags that we can look at to determine if a job is legit or it's an online job scam. Red flag of job scammers. Online job scammers come in different shape, size, and flavors. And you as a job seeker, you have to be really careful and pay attention to the following things. The company is insisting on interviewing over messaging services, unprofessional emails without contact information. The recruiter or the company is asking for your personal information during the interview or right before the interview. Job description is unclear and is not clear on what are the responsibilities and what is the job actually. The company is asking you to pay for something in order to get the job, or after you got the job, you have to pay for something like equipment or something like that. And finally, something that you're looking for is that you get a job for something that you didn't interview for. How to avoid job scams. As a job searcher, as an online job searcher, you have to be really careful at what you're applying, what information you're providing, and you have to listen to what your gut feeling is telling you. I'm amazed. I'm never ceasing to get surprised by how creative scammers are these days. And luckily, if you are doing your due diligence, you're listening to your gut feeling, and do a little bit of research, it's really easy to avoid job scams. So, here are the following things you can do to avoid getting into an online job scam. First, you have to Google the company you're interviewing with. You have to research it, see what is the company about, what they're doing, try to add a scam at the end of that word in Google search. Research a recruiter. Also, research the company and recruiter on LinkedIn. See what's there. Next, don't provide your personal information to anybody. So keep private your personal and bank information. Don't believe anything that sounds way too good to be true. Be careful when you are filing or filling any online forms. When you get emails with links and attachments, be careful before clicking on a link or anything like that. Hover over to see the exposed actual URL where you will be redirected. Don't pay for a job. Don't pay for your equipment or anything like that. It's basically the things that you can do. And the most important thing, use common sense. Like, listen to your gut feeling. Okay, so now we are to the point where I'll share a few examples. So currently, there are scams such as you'll get reached out on LinkedIn by a recruiter inviting you finally to get an interview. You were waiting for so long to get an interview. You get an interview, and they are doing the interview via a chat messaging, or maybe let's say Skype for business, right? And you start getting the prompts like resolve FizzBuzz using these constraints, and you start to get the requirements. You do everything through the chat. You resolved everything, and then at the end they say, congratulations, you got the job. And at that point, they either try to get your personal information, like social security number, your birthday, and so on, your bank account. At that time, they might not say, oh, give me this information. What they will do, like most likely at that time or within a short period of time, they will say, okay, let's start with you getting your equipment set up or acquired. So they will tell you that they will send you a check and share a link where you're supposed to buy your equipment, and when the checks arrives, you will cash it out and you will be good. The part is like, what can be wrong there, right? First of all, you'll be buying a lot of equipment that doesn't make sense. They will send you a link to stuff buying a lot of stationery that we really probably don't need. And you're using your personal money there. And then when you get the check, you cash it out, deposit it to your bank account, and it turns out that that is a stolen check or something like that. So you will be responsible for that money. So there are a lot of different scams, a lot of different, it's really sad that that's this case, that there are people who are taking advantage of people who are desperate looking for a job, or they're not necessarily desperate, they're just hopeful and looking for their next opportunity. Okay, story time. Here's what happened to me. I applied to a lot of jobs. That's what I was doing. You know that I was doing the social experiment where I was applying to 100 software engineering jobs and see what will happen within a month. As a result, I was getting approached by a lot of recruiters on LinkedIn. I don't know why and how. I didn't change my status or anything like that, but I was getting 2 or 3 requests every day from recruiters to interview with me. Like, here's an opportunity. Are you interested or not? Obviously, I was interested because I was looking for my next opportunity, for my next career move. And on many of those, I replied. And one of them, we agreed on. I sent my resume, I provided my availability and my phone number. We agreed on when we will have a phone screen. So we were chatting on the phone when we agreed, and everything seemed so legitimate. It was a female, she presented herself, she described that the job is for Amazon. I think it was Amazon Web Services. Give me a little bit of the descriptions, what they are doing, without going deep into a lot of details, which a lot of times it makes sense because like it's too early in the stage, just you have the general idea of what is the role. And then like, yeah, you sound like, I really like your background, everything seems to be a perfect match, so are you interested in moving in the next stage? It's like, yeah, definitely, let's do that. And at that point, she's asking me for my birthday and my social security number. And I was like, wait a minute, like, why do you need my information to book an interview? Like, and she started to tell me that they use a special software and they want to be really fair on the price, the salary they are providing, and so on. So they are kind of trying something new. So she tried to get that information from me, and I said, sorry, I'm not comfortable giving this information. And she's like, okay, I will send you an email. And I never heard from that person again. And I didn't expect to hear anything, honestly, because at that time, when she asked me about my personal information, I understood that that's a scam. So I kind of wanted to avoid it. And sadly, now that I'm trying to pinpoint which one it was, I can't, because I had so many incoming requests for interviews. I was interviewing with so many people. I lost track of who it is, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't keep track of who was that and kind of share exactly what was the message that they reached out with and so on. So I was able to recognize that it's a scam and I didn't provide the information. So hopefully with the information that I shared in this video, you will be able to avoid falling into this online employment frauds or scams or fake job listings. I will share with you another scam story that I was exposed to, and in my case it's a little bit different. It's not actually for a job search, but I've seen and I've read on forums that this technique is also used in fake jobs or fake online employment opportunities. So you can kind of, just an example for you to know what might happen. So I have a child, and my child grows up really quickly as any other child, and she grew out of her stroller. So usually when there are things that we are no longer using, I either give them up, giving away, or I sell them. And in this case, I listed the stroller on Mercari to sell it. And we did that many times. I've done that through the years multiple times. I never had anything like this. But I list the stroller, and within half an hour, somebody immediately tells me, oh, I want to buy it. I love it. I want to make an offer. Can we switch to text? I don't want to, it will be easier for me. So I left the platform and immediately we're chatting via text. And she's like, I love it. Right now I'm on vacation, but I will send you the check next week. Can you hold the stroller for me? And it's like, yeah, definitely, I'll do that. So I was I was holding the stroller for them. We had a couple back and forth communications, text and so on. And then finally, they asked for my address for them to send me the check because they were on vacation somewhere and they were not able to do a bank transfer, something like that. So they will ask somebody to send the check to my address. So I provided the address where they can send the check. The check arrived, and it arrived within a week or something like that. And to my surprise, the stroller that I was selling probably for $250 or something like that. And the check that was sent to me, it was for $1,500. Like, oh my god, 1,500, like doesn't make sense. Like why would they send so much money for a stroller? So immediately it was a red flag for me. It's like maybe they made a mistake. So I contact them and say, sorry, I probably made a mistake. You sent me way more money than it should. And that person replied like, no, it's not a mistake. We want you to deposit the money, take the money for the stroller, and actually extra $50 because we really like the stroller, and we will send somebody to pick up the stroller and give them the rest of the money. And it's like that doesn't make sense. And I tell her that I'm not comfortable to do anything like that. I'm not okay with it. Like they try to make me realize that there's no harm, nothing, and nothing that is wrong here. The check is valid, the cashier check is good, and it's really legit. But I immediately understood that something is not good. So this is an example where you can find yourself in a situation like this. Let's say you got the job offer and they suddenly tell you that buy this equipment and we will send you the check, or they will say that here is your salary and it will be more than it should be. They send you a check in advance and you have to somehow buy different things, or you have to send them the difference. Like there are different ways. So please use your judgment, look at the scenarios. Something this is here is fishy, so don't use it. Like one of the things that they also attached to this, it said like something like this. Hello, sir or miss. Once you receive this check, please text your full name and the check number to the number. Payment secure deposit. Thank you. And it's like, what's up with this? It just doesn't make sense. These scammers are so creative these days, and you will be amazed how many people fall prey to this sometimes really obvious scams and sometimes not so obvious. So hopefully this video somehow brought you more information and you are a little bit more informed about this, and if you find yourself in situations like this, you know what to look for and you don't fall victim to scams. Hopefully this video was informative. Make sure to comment. I'm curious to hear if you found any scams recently. How did you determine that's a scam? Please share them in the comment below, because once we are informed, we are better at handling situations like this. As always, I'm wishing you to stay safe, to stay curious, and to have fun.